Start turning that. Okay.
By a show of hands, who here owns a cell phone? Alright, that's all of us. Now, who here owns a car? Again, that's all of us. Now, who here has ever used their cell phone while driving? Guilty. Like the other 285.6 million people in the world, I own a cell phone, and you guys are included in that number as well. According to Wikipedia, in 2009, in the U.S., there was reported 5,474 people killed by distracted drivers. Of those, 995 were considered to be killed by drivers distracted by their cell phones. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that 11% of all drivers at any given time are using their cell phones, and the National Safety Council estimates more than 1 in 4 motor vehicle crashes involve cell phone use at the time of the crash. Today, I hope to persuade each of you not to use your cell phone while driving. First, I will inform you of some of the accident and informational statistics that are linked with cell phone use while driving. Then I will share with you some of the prevention efforts that are being made to help control this problem. Lastly, I will offer ways in which you can help to not become one of those statistics. First, I'll inform you of some of the accident information statistics that are linked with cell phone use while driving. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported in 2008 that driver distraction was the cause of 16% of all fatal crashes, 5,800 people killed, and 21% of crashes resulting in an injury. 515,000 people wounded. The number one source of driver inattention is the use of a wireless device, which we've all said that we are guilty of doing. Drivers that use cell phones are 4 times as likely to get into crashes serious enough to injure themselves along with others. How would you feel if that was you? Driving while distracted is a factor in 25% of police-reported crashes. Driving while using a cell phone reduces the amount of brain activity associated with driving by 37%. Concluded from a 2003 study done by the University of Utah, cell phone drivers exhibit greater impairment than intoxicated drivers. So basically, it's safer to drive drunk than it is to drive while using your cell phone. Each year, cell phones factor in 1.3 million crashes, hundreds of thousands of injuries, and thousands of deaths. Drivers who use their cell phones have significantly increased chance of getting into a car accident. So it's something you want to take into consideration when you are driving and you feel the need to use your phone. Numerous public opinion surveys show that most drivers believe that using cell phones while driving is dangerous, yet we still do it anyway. 10% of drivers aged 16 to 24 years old are on their phone at any one time. So now we're going to talk about teenagers who use their phones while driving. According to AAA, nearly 50% of teen admit to texting while driving. Over a year, 2,000 teens die from texting while driving. And I know that's really hard on you two because you have a teenager. Actually, I have 2. So they're out there texting and driving. Despite the acknowledgement of the dangers of texting behind the wheel, about half of drivers 16 to 24 say they have texted while driving, compared with 22% of drivers aged 35 to 44. How would you like to be included in one of those numbers or know someone that was? It would hurt really bad, physically and emotionally. Would you be able to live knowing that someone was hurt or killed because of you? How is that for a reality check? Luckily, there are some solutions that are being made in order to eliminate some of these numbers. Let me share with you some of the prevention efforts that are being made. The FCC, which is the Federal Communication Commission, is working with industry safety organizations and other government agencies to inform and educate the public about the dangers of distracted driving and is seeking to identify and facilitate the development of innovative technologies that could reduce the incidence of distracted driving. In 2009, more than 200 state bills were introduced to ban cell phone use, texting, and talking while driving. Now, Virginia doesn't allow you to text while you're driving, no matter what. States that have banned cell phone use altogether include California, New Jersey, New York, Washington, D.C., Washington State, Hawaii, Maryland, Illinois, and along with others. However, there's a troubling common thread to these prevention efforts. Nearly all legislation forces banning only handheld phones or only texting while driving, and that doesn't include hands-free phones such as Bluetooth devices. And many employers and, like I said, the laws allow to use the Bluetooth devices or hands-free phones. Public opinion polls show people recognize the risk of talking on handheld phones and texting more than they recognize the risk of hands-free phones. And many people mistakenly believe that handheld phones are Many drivers mistakenly believe talking on a hands-free cell phone is safer than a handheld. Hands-free devices offer no safety benefit when driving and do not eliminate cognitive distraction. Now, since there is a law, do you follow it? Now, what we said earlier, we all said no. But do you think that's the right idea? Makes you think a little, doesn't it? There are reasons that certain laws are made. These laws help save lives. But how can you make a difference? Let me offer ways in which you can help reduce the likelihood of becoming another statistic. You should use message-taking functions and return calls when you are stopped at a safe location. You should always wait until your car is stopped if you need to call someone or text someone. Use a cell phone only when absolutely necessary, and save casual conversations for times when your vehicle is stopped. And plan your conversations in advance and keep it short, especially in hazardous conditions such as rain, snow, or traffic. Let the person you're speaking with know you're in a vehicle, because they should also know that it's not safe to talk and drive. Ask a passenger in the car to place the call for you, and if possible, speak in your place. Become informed and be active. Set rules for yourself and your household regarding distracted driving. Tell family, friends, and organizations to which you belong about the importance of driving without distractions. Take this information to your children's schools and ask that it be shared with students and parents. Can you take this challenge? The challenge to make sure that you and others close to you are safe? Hopefully with this information I provided, it gives you a little more insight to what you should be talking about to others. In conclusion, I hope you can see how important it is not to use your cell phone while driving. Talking or texting while driving can lead to various accidents resulting in injury or death to you or another driver. Luckily, there are some prevention efforts that are being made to reduce these risks. You now know the ways in which you yourself can help as well. Please take all this into consideration, and the next time you drive, please do not use your cell phones. Thank you all for your time and consideration.